Where the cells are present in just in single arrangement, single layer, that is called as simple. And okay, is there anyone who can give me the answer to this question? That what is common in all the epithelia tissue? What is common to all the epithelial tissue? Yes, Dia.
Basement membrane.
Yeah. The basement membrane is common to all the epithelial tissue. And if the cells are present in the form of cubes, then what it will be known as?
Cuboidal.
Yeah, it will be known as cuboidal epithelia. And if the cells are present in the layer-like structure, then it is
squamous epithelial tissue.
Yes, squamous epithelial tissue. And if the cells are just one layer, the squamous epithelium,
Squamous.
yes, it is called a simple squamous. And if it is arranged layer by layer,
Stratified squamous.
yeah, it is
Stratified squamous.
stratified squamous epithelia. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about another type of tissue that is same. That's the part of epithelial tissue, and it is known as, let me tell you, it is known as, can you suggest the name that here in cuboid, the shape of the cells was cube, that is the cells were present in cubical structure. But if the cells are present in the columnar structure, columns, it is present, the cells are elongated one. The cell look like the pillars. So it is called as
Columnar.
Yeah, it is called as columnar epithelia. What is it called? Columnar epithelia.
Epithelia.
The nucleus of columnar epithelia is oval shape. It is elongated, it is oval shape, right? Just like this. Okay. It is oval shape. The nucleus is oval shape in the columnar epithelia. If the cells are cube shaped, then it is cuboidal epithelia, and if it is in the present in the form of pillar-like structure, then it is called as columnar epithelia. Now we have to find out that location of the columnar epithelia. Location of the columnar epithelia is in the stomach. What is stomach? Okay, let me describe it. That it is a J-shaped structure. It's a organ which is present in the human where the digestion takes place. It is the organ which is present in the human where the digestion takes place. The walls of the stomach contains which epithelia? It contains columnar epithelia. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Once it is present in the stomach, it is present in the stomach. Second, it is also present in the larynx and pharynx. Larynx is, this where the voice box lies and where there lies the two pipeline. One is esophagus and one is trachea. This portion contains columnar epithelia. The larynx and the pharynx is having the epithelia that is called as columnar epithelia. Okay. So it is present in the larynx, it is present in the pharynx, it is present in the walls of the stomach. Okay. Now, it is also found in oviduct. Do you know what is oviduct? Have you any idea about oviduct? What is fallopian tube? Are you aware of fallopian tube or oviduct? If you are not, say yes or no so that I will be able to. Are you aware of all? No.
No.
Okay. No. Do you have any idea about if we try to draw the female reproductive system? The female reproductive system contains uterus, and there is the tubular structure which is above the uterus, and on the sides of the uterus there lies one structure which is known as ovary. This is known as ovary, where the production of ovum take place. That is the female sex cell. Right? This is ovary, where the production of ovum take place. Okay. Above the ovary, there lies a tubular structure. On both the sides, we are having two ovaries, and above it lies the tubular structure. Ovary ke upar tubular structure is there, and this tubular structure here, this is known as uterus, and here this tubular structure which lies over the ovary and through which the female sex cell travel and goes into the uterus. Through which the female sex cell travels and passes into the uterus. This pipeline through which the ovum travels is known as oviduct. Am I clear what is oviduct? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the this is the human female structure. Human female structure, reproductive structure, where there lies the uterus, and on the sides there are two ovaries, where the millions of cells are there, and every month one cell is released. This cell, either of the ovary will release it. The cell will pass through the duct, pass through the pipeline, that is called as oviduct. And this oviduct contains what? It contains which epithelia? It contains
Columnar epithelia.
So, what is the location of columnar epithelia? It is present in the larynx and the pharynx. Second,
The stomach.
yeah, it is present in
Walls
the
of the
walls of the stomach. Third, it is present in the
Oviduct.
oviduct. That is the tubular structure which connects the ovary to the uterus. Is it clear? And it is also present in the sweat glands. You know, your skin sweats a lot during the summers. Why? Because under it there are the sweat glands, and these sweat glands contain what?
Columnar epithelia.
Yes, columnar epithelia. Now, what is the function? The function of columnar epithelia is to secrete. Like when we eat the food, it goes through the esophagus, it goes into, where does it go? Where does it go? Huh? Yeah, it goes into the stomach. No, not directly into the intestine. It goes first of all into the J-shaped bag that is called as stomach. It will first of all go into the stomach. Okay, it remains in there. The digestion of the food take place in the stomach. Partial digestion of the food take place inside the stomach. Now, to digest the food very quickly, there is the enzyme which is known, there are the chemicals which is known as enzyme, which increases the rate of digestion. It increases the rate of digestion, and this gastric juices, they are called as gastric juices. These gastric juices are secreted by the columnar epithelia. The gastric juices is secreted by columnar epithelia. Is it clear? So it helps in the sweat gland. What it is going to secrete? क्या देगा वो?
Sweat.
Yeah, in the sweat it is going to secrete the sweat, the oil. Okay. So it's the main function of the columnar epithelia is to secrete, and also it helps in the absorption, to absorb the material. Okay. So main function. So if the cells are present in the pillar-like structure, it is called as columnar. They are present in the different parts of the body, and their main function is to secrete, right? And also to absorb the various substances, right? Is it okay? And it provides,
ma'am.
just a moment, one more point. It provides the mechanical support to the organs. Those organs which are very delicate. For example, is there any bone which support the stomach, which is present in the stomach? No. Stomach is just a muscular organ. Like our tongue is just a muscle and nothing else. क्या हमारी टंग में कोई bone है? Is there any bone in the tongue?
No, ma'am.
No, it is just muscle only. It is muscle. In the same manner, the internal organs which are present inside the trunk of the body are all muscular organs. And to support them, there is the columnar epithelium. Yes, Anushka, what was your question? Yeah, Diya.
Mama was asking.
What? Diya, yes.
Mama Avantika.
Okay,
Mama, I was asking about, can you tell the juices secreted
what?
by the columnar epithelia?
Yeah, the gastric juices are secreted by the columnar epithelia. If it is present
Can you
in the,
please explain the process again?
I said that what is present, which wall, sorry, which tissue is present in the epithelia? Which epithelial tissue is present in the stomach?
Columnar.
What is their function? Their function is to secrete. So gastric juices which help in the process of digestion are secreted by the columnar epithelia. We were discussing about the presence of columnar epithelia in the stomach. It's in the stomach, as I told you, that the digestion takes place. So to increase the rate of digestion, so that digestion can quickly occur, the columnar epithelia releases the enzyme which increases the rate of digestion. Is it clear? Okay, now I would like to ask you a question. Now, what is the question? Let me tell you that if there is a basement membrane, and on the basement membrane there lies the column structure. The cells are present in the pillar-like structure. Then what it is called? What it
Columnar.
is?
Columnar epithelia.
It is called as columnar epithelia. It is known as columnar epithelia. Now, if there is one more attachment to it, and there is the small hair-like structure. The hair-like structure is present above the cells. Then, you know what is it known as? It is known as ciliated columnar epithelia. It is known as ciliated columnar epithelia. Okay, but there should be presence of cilia. Cilia is the small hair-like structure. Okay. Now we will be discussing about the location. Location of ciliated columnar epithelia. Location of ciliated columnar epithelia is that it is found in the trachea. You know what is trachea? What is trachea? Yes, Avantika? Yesterday,
Mama, pipe through which air passes.
Yeah, you can say that in the windpipe is known as trachea. And you can find out that the walls of the trachea are having ciliated columnar epithelia. The walls of the trachea are having ciliated columnar epithelia. Now, as you know, we are having two lungs are there. So this trachea divides into two parts. And what are these parts called? Because yesterday I discussed about it. What is it called? The two pipelines. Trachea divides into two. What is it?
Ma'am, larynx and pharynx.
No. Yesterday I told you about the name. There are the two pipelines. That's called bronchi. Before it enter into the lungs, it is called as bronchi. B-R-O-N-C-H-I. You must remember the names. Because now you are in class 9th and you have to remember each and every name of the each and every organ. So you must be able to recognize, you must be able to name, you must learn all these things by the heart. That the trachea will divide into two parts and that is called as bronchi. What's this called? This bronchi also, the bronchi also has the ciliated columnar epithelia. So bronchi also has ciliated columnar epithelia, right? Okay. It is also present in the oviduct. What is oviduct? Just now I described to you that in the female...
Ma'am, a tubular structure which connects ovary to the uterus.
Yeah, it's also known as fallopian tube, right? What is the function? Here in fallopian tube, both the type of epithelia are present. Columnar epithelia as well as ciliated columnar epithelia, both are present, right? It is also present in the nasal passage. You know what is nasal passage? You
Nostrils.
have, okay, yeah, the nostrils. From the upper side, the nose is covered with which tissue? From the upper side, from this side. The nose is covered with, yes, Arpit, the nose is covered with which tissue? Outside. Skin हमारा कौन सा tissue है? Which tissue is the skin?
Ma'am, stratified.
Yeah, stratified squamous epithelia. Okay, here we are having stratified squamous epithelia. Okay, but if you will see inside in the nostril, if you will see inside in the nostril from the inside, it is having ciliated columnar epithelia, right? Outside there is stratified squamous epithelia and inside the nostril here, where it is having ciliated columnar epithelia. Have you ever seen your nostril in the mirror? Yes? Is there anyone who has seen the nostril in the mirror? Come on. And have you seen that there are small hair-like structure?
Yes, ma'am.
That small hair-like structure is known as cilia. And if you have not observed, observe your body. Only then you will be able to find out where at least you can observe those parts which is visible to you. Try to analyze. That is why I always use the body to describe it. So inside the nostril, there lies ciliated columnar epithelia. It is also present in the fallopian tube. It is present in the trachea. It is present in the bronchi. Now, it is also present in vas deferens. Vas deferens or sperm duct. Do you know what is vas deferens or sperm duct? Speak immediately. If you have any idea, then it is okay. Do you know what is vas deferens or sperm duct, Arpit? Have you any idea about it?
Ma'am, the passage through where the male gametes pass.
Yeah. Is whole class aware about sperm duct or oviduct? Sorry, not oviduct, sperm duct or vas deferens? Yes, I am asking the question to class.
No, ma'am.
Okay, now let me try to show it to you. If we try to find out the male reproductive system, male reproductive system. Okay, there is testis where the sperms are produced. Sperms, that is male sex cells, are produced in the testis. Okay, what is the structure called where the sperms are produced?
Testis.
Testis. Now these sperms have to move out from the body, and they will move out from the body through the duct. This duct through which they will move out is known as sperm duct, or it is known as vas deferens. Right? This vas deferens contains ciliated columnar epithelia. Okay? The vas deferens contain ciliated columnar epithelia. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, is it clear that what is vas deferens? The pipeline, the pipe, or you can say the duct, rather the pipe nahi bolte hain. But just in order to make you understand, I am using the word pipe. You have not to use it. You have to use duct. D-U-C-T, duct. Okay? So the duct through which the sperm travel outside the body, that duct is called as vas deferens, and it is having ciliated columnar present. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So we have discussed about the presence of ciliated columnar epithelia. It is present in trachea, it is present in the nostril, it is present in the bronchi, it is present in the fallopian tube, it is present in the vas deferens. Okay? Now function. What is
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am, these sperm ducts and vas deferens are the same.
same. It is the name of the same one. You can call it either vas deferens or sperm duct. Okay. I was just now, we will be describing about what is the function. The function of sperm duct is to help the sperms to travel. It helps in the gametes to travel. Like in fallopian tube, it will help ovum to travel. In fallopian tube, it will help ovum to travel, and here it will help sperm to travel. So it helps in the traveling of gametes, right? It also helps in the movement of liquids and the solids. It helps in the movement of liquids and the solid. But it is not always that it helps in the movement of the... Here, if you will see that ciliated columnar epithelia, which is present in the nostril, will not allow the dust particles to go in the trachea. It will be an obstacle to the dust particle, because if the dust particles are not visible to our eye, does it mean that air does not have the dust particle? The air which we inhale, has lots and lots of dust particles. Now, if they reach through the trachea to the lungs, that can cause the major infection. So, in order to separate, in order to purify the air from the dust particles, so that the dust particles can be separated in the nostril, in the trachea, in the bronchi, there is the ciliated columnar epithelia. Okay? Mucus भी होता है हमारा इसमें, that it helps in the trapping of the dust particle. Am I clear on this point?
Yes, please.
So in the ducts, in the oviduct and in the vas deferens. It will help in traveling of sperm. It helps in the movement of the liquid. It helps in the movement of the solid. But here, the ciliated columnar try to purify, try to separate the dust particles from the air so that purified air can enter into our lungs. Is it clear? Is there any question from any of you? Okay, now we are going to discuss about another type of epithelium tissue, and that is called as glandular epithelium tissue. What is it called? Glandular epithelium tissue. The tissue is just like nothing else, but the cells are pillar-like structures. The cells are just pillar-like structures. Okay. The cells of glandular structure are also columnar one. That is, they are also present in the form of column, but only the difference is that they will help in secretion. They secrete the various glands. Like in stomach, they secrete the gastric juices. In liver, it secretes the bile juice. In pancreas, it secretes the pancreatic juices. All these are enzymes which are secreted by glands. There is one gland that is called as thyroid gland, and thyroid gland release TSH, that is thyroid stimulating hormone. Right? So there are different glands which are present in our body where they release the chemicals, either which can be called as enzymes or they can be called as enzymes, right? Or they can be called as, there are two different things. One is enzyme and another chemical is hormone, right? There are the glands like TSH, it releases the hormone, and the gland which is present in the stomach, it releases the enzyme. These are two different substances, two different chemicals, right? They both increase the rate of reaction. Okay. So glandular are those which are present in the glands and it helps in the secretion. If it is present in the gastric glands, then it will secrete enzymes. If it is present in the pancreas, or it will also secrete the it will secrete the pancreatic juices, enzymes, as well as it can secrete the hormones. All right. Now we are going to discuss about another type of tissue that is called as connective tissue. What it is known as?
Connective.
Okay. We have already discussed about all the parts of epithelial tissue. In this chapter, you have just to remember that which gland is present where and what is its function. The location of the gland and the function of the gland. We have to remember that this thing in the chapter. We have to make self-aware that which all glands are present in our body, in which all tissues are present. Now, the another type of tissue which is mostly abundantly found in the animal, that is called as connective tissue, because it connects the various tissues of the body and help to provide support and rigidity to them. Right? It helps in binding, it helps in supporting the various organs. Okay. Now, what are the characteristics of these cells? That is which make up the connective tissue. But let me tell you, you have to understand that in the cells of the connective tissue, there lies the non-living jelly-like substance. In this connective tissue, there lies the jelly-like substance which is non-living, and it is called as matrix. It is nothing, the matrix is chemical. It is made up of the various chemicals, right? That is why it is non-living. In this matrix only, there lies the cells. Within the cells, there lies the non-living matrix. What is matrix? Matrix is non-living jelly-like substance which is made up of various chemicals. Non-living jelly-like substance is known as matrix, and within that matrix lies the cells. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
If you will see that, have you ever seen the Christmas? Have you ever seen the pudding? Have you seen?
Yes.
Pudding is the jelly-like substance in which the dry fruits are present. In the same manner, connective tissue is also a jelly-like substance which is called as matrix, in which the cells are embedded, in which the cells are present. Is it clear? What is matrix?
Ma'am, yes.
Okay.
Ma'am, but where is the connective tissue present?
Yeah, it is present everywhere. Let us find it out. There are different connective tissue. There is blood, there is ligament, there is tendon, right? We will be describing them later. But first of all, we have to understand what is a connective tissue. Connective tissue is a semi-liquid matrix, a jelly-like matrix which is non-living, made up of various chemicals in which the cells are present. Matrix, and there are the fibers also. Let me show you the diagram of these are the connective tissue. This is the connective tissue of the diagram. If you will see that there are the fibers, if you will see that there is large intercellular space in the cells, and in this large intercellular space there lies the matrix, right? Even everywhere you will be able to find out that there is the large intercellular spaces, and within these spaces there lies the fibers. You can see that there lies the fiber, there lies the semi-liquid, right? Okay. What is the function of connective tissue? The function of connective tissue is to bind the tissues together. It is to bind the tissues together. Second, it helps in support. You take the skeleton out from our body. If you take out skeleton out from our body, what will we left? We are just the muscles. Bones are also connective tissue.